Hello, hello, hello. It's time for another Scrap-lift Crafternoon. This week the girls and I are scrap-lifting Katherine from KAOS Creates. She is also a design team member for Copa. I'm probably mispronouncing that cut files. The particular cut file that she uses in this layout is a Tracy Reed design cut file. It is available for free on Tracy Reed's website. I'll put a link for you down below. And I will also make sure that I put a link to Katherine's video so that you can see her process. I will also put the layout up here in the corner for you to look at while I create. So let's get started. I am using my Counterfeit Kit Club blog September kit to do this layout. This particular striped piece of paper is from Paige Evans' Turn the Page collection. It is a collection I purchased on eBay. Got the whole thing, including the pocket cards and everything. And I'm not a pocket card person typically, but you'll see me use them in this layout. I use them to map my photos. So first I've cut off about 3/8 of an inch from the top and from one of the sides of the Vicky Bouton Foundations paper. Here I am fussing with some tiny tile letters from the Turn the Page sticker book, and I'm trying to build up a smaller title on a piece of cardstock because these were see-through, they're like washi tape letters, and I was going to pop them up on foam dots, but you could see them underneath. So I sit here and I just fuss and fuss and fuss with these until I get them all lined up, and then I cut them out and put some foam tape on the back. I have lined up all of my distress inks above my page. I do use each and every ink pad that you see there. So I just wanted to point out that I tried to get as close to the colors on that striped background paper as I could. It turns out that that doesn't matter all that much because most of it is hidden behind the Vicky Bouton Foundations paper. But I did want to say that I spent a lot of time trying to match up those stripes, and I did my absolute best. The colors are not perfect. I want to apologize for the lighting in my video today. I had some people working on the house that were renting all day, and they were using a nail gun and a compressor and a drill, and it was really loud, and every time the nail gun would go off I would jump. It's just not conducive to recording a video, so I waited until they were finished, which meant it was later in the afternoon. It makes it really hard to get great lighting. It's too bad because my room has lots of windows and there's lots of great lighting in there. As I already mentioned, I am using the pocket cards. I chose 4 from my kit. I put all of them in my kit, and I'm using them to mat these small photos. This is a great way to use pocket cards if you aren't a pocket card scrapbooker. I'm not. I tend to use them only on traditional layouts. Sometimes I use them as journaling cards. I have used them to border a layout, but this, I think, is the first time that I've actually used them to mat photos. So just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. It's time to start the stenciling process. I am using a circle stencil from my stencil binder that I have shown you in a previous video. I have no idea what brand this stencil is. I'm sorry. I wasn't great about labeling stuff like this in the early days, and so this one is just in there. I am trying to be better about labeling my stencils or leaving the packaging in my stencil binder so that I know where they came from if they don't have markings. I was quite surprised at how bright and vivid this candied apple red is. That is a beautiful color of ink. This is the first time that I had used it, and I was really pleased with that color. It is a lot darker than I expected, so I'm really glad that I was able to do some blending right there with the abandoned coral, and it kind of takes it down a notch. Now this stencil doesn't line up perfectly as I move it across the page, and that's okay. I do end up with a little bit of shadowing here and there, but you really don't see it unless you're gonna sit there and look at it with a magnifying glass. I really hope you don't do that. I'm not one of those scrapbookers that likes things to be absolutely perfect, especially not playing with inks, and I'm pretty much okay with the shadowing. The cut file covers up some of that, so that's okay too. So I'm going to start putting down the ephemera and the chipboard pieces and the puffy hearts that I decide to use on the page. You're going to see me play around, move things around, add foam tape to bits and pieces, and just move things around until I get what I want on the page. So now I'm going to add some of the details to my layout. I add a chipboard heart up there at the top left, and then I'm adding some puffy hearts and some puffy flowers in various parts of the layout, just to bring in some of the other colors from my stripes and stenciling. This was such a fun layout to create, and I really enjoyed scrap lifting this layout. I hope that you had fun watching me make a huge mess of my space. I am a messy scrapper. There's no doubt about it. Here I'm gluing down the journaling labels that I created off camera. I figured it was easier to take my time writing off camera so that I could get all I wanted to say on the two labels. I created those labels for Forgeries on the 4th for CKCB this month. Now here's some fun. I really struggled with these splatters. I tried 2 different sprays. My Heidi Swap spray, gold spray, was watery, even after I shook it half a dozen times. And then the other one was also watery. I don't remember what brand that was. I was a little bit frustrated, so I got out my watercolor paints. These are from Prima and they're metallic. Did you see that I squirted myself with that? It was so funny. I am laughing by this time because why get angry? Just laugh. Life is crazy enough without getting angry at paints and inks. And anyway, the splatters turned out great in the end, so it was just kind of funny that I was having so much trouble. I'm going to try to bring it up close to the camera so that you can see some details, but there'll be a photo at the end of the video. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. You have an awesome Sunday. Bye.